is part of the pack of dogs.
Can you switch this camera around? How does it work? Double tap to flip. There we go. It's their first day on Periscope. What?
His dog is one of the dogs in the pack of dogs. You know, the dog that walks around.
Whose dog?
That guy in the 1975 that my niece really fancies.
Oh, really?
The lead singer. His dog is one of the dogs.
Hello. So they can write messages as well. Yeah, I'm on. I'm just waiting for some people to turn up. To turn up. That's really cool. Hello everybody. Hello from Nicaragua. Hello from Brunswick, Canada. Does anyone here work for the publishing company that published this book that I'm about to try and talk about? Is anyone trying to sue me? I work for Lord Jesus. Cool. Thank you very much. How much of it am I going to read? No, I don't think I'm allowed to read it. So I have to talk about it rather than read it exactly, which is a shame because I just actually wanted to really read the book. This is the book that I'm talking about. The Wisdom of Insecurity. Is it backwards for you as well? Is it backwards? No, it's backwards for me. The Wisdom of Insecurity by Alan W. Watts. A message for an age of anxiety, which I think we are in an age of anxiety. Basically, I think this book is... I'm making an infringement. Shit. I've said what his name is and the name of the book. I haven't started yet. I do not take any credit for this book. I give all credit. This is owned by copyright 1951, Pantheon Books. I mean, I think it's actually been reprinted with a new publisher. Or the same, don't know. So there's about... Okay, I'll just start talking. Basically, this is just... I read through this the other day, and it basically summarized... It's pretty much exactly how I feel some of the time, and how I'm sure a lot of people feel. And it's very clearly written, and goes through things that usually in your head might be quite chaotic. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. So basically, the age of anxiety. By all outward appearances, our life is a spark of light between one eternal darkness and another. That basically sets the tone for the book. You know, it's a philosophical book about the nature of life, and that we live in a time of unusual insecurity. And bearing in mind this was written, or at least first published in 1951, so it's old. It's old now, but yet increasingly relevant, because the way that we live is increasingly insecure. It says the long-established traditions have broken down, traditions of family and social life, of government, of the economic order, and of religious belief. And I think constantly that becomes more the case. as our life, the way our life, oh shit, my battery, the way that our life speeds up and things change so rapidly. It basically says in the book that, well, we used to have religious myth to rely on. I'm not saying that religion's bullshit, but that we had a religious myth that we could rely on. And then came the age of science, which basically says that we don't need religion. Not saying that it's not true, but that we don't actually need it. Says, what science says in sum is, we do not need, and in all probably cannot know whether God exists. Nothing that we do know suggests that he does, and all the arguments which claim to prove his existence are found to be without logical meaning. There is nothing indeed to prove that there is no God, but the burden of proof rests with those who propose the idea, i.e. the religious people. So we don't have religion because of the science, and so what do then? We put our faith in social, economic, political myths, with people, every 4 or 5 years we have an election and we'll put all of our faith into a political idea, which turns out to be very unsatisfying. And so then what do? We try and just pleasure our senses. And so we end up either trying to live for the good times of the future, like going out on the weekend and getting drunk or whatever, or we live for like this eternal life in the future, after death, with God. And I think we all pretty much do that, right? We get into this stage where we live for the weekend, so we just make money to go out and get pissed or something, because we have this feeling inside us that something isn't quite right. And the feeling, as he says in this book, is because the way that we have trying to describe life doesn't work, either with science, which I love scientific discovery. I love reading about amazing things that happen in the scientific world, but basically, at the very essence, what science is trying to do is to pinpoint exactly what is happening. And what the book is saying is that life, in its very essence, moves all the time. That's what it is. It moves all the time, and you can't pin it down. And so science is trying to pin life down by saying exactly how it is and describing what it is in words. And religion is trying to pin it down by saying that this part doesn't matter because eventually you're going to live forever in the afterlife. And both of those are actually quite unsatisfying. And so instead, what we should do is let go. That's what the book is basically saying. Is that there's some kind of spiritual letting go that we can do. Because even the way that most actual religion is based in belief and not in faith. That's what the book says. So you hold on to your dogma, and even when new ideas come along that might change your beliefs, you don't. You stick with your old beliefs. You cling on to them, which is the opposite of actual faith. That's like when, fundamentalist Christians, born-again Christians, believe that the earth is 6,000 years old because it says so in the Bible, even though if a theory like evolution comes along and says, well, there's this, the belief that you cling on to that it's actually still 6,000 years old and that there weren't dinosaurs, even though there's a new idea, that's actually kind of intellectual suicide rather than having the faith that a new idea might actually, be correct. I really wish I could just read this whole book to you because it's kind of amazing. But towards the end, it gets so complicated in a simple complexity in the way that it describes what we need to do to get ourselves out of this sort of spiritual funk that we're in. But I think you just have to read it for yourself. But anything by Alan Watts is kind of amazing. Let me see what I can gather from this. Oh yeah. This is saying that what we've done in essence in our life is to divide ourselves in our heads into the I and the me. The I that's like the consciousness, the mind in your head, and then the me that's the body. And there's this divide that's happened where we sort of split in the way that we think of ourselves, and now we think of being sort of like little pilots inside of our heads, little drivers that drive us off sort of fleshy bodies through a world that is alien to us. And at some point we've created this divide through the way that our language works. That tries to describe things and pin things down in terms of nouns and verbs. We have separated ourselves through language, and so now we're seeing ourselves sort of seeing the world behind glass. And if we can get out of that way of thinking and realize that there is no separation between I in the head and me that's the body, and actually the outside world, that we're all the one thing, then we wouldn't try and dominate nature, and we wouldn't feel the need to go out and get like try and distract ourselves through, you know, sex and drugs and rock and roll and stuff. Although, you know, there's nothing wrong with sex and drugs and rock and roll every now and again. So yeah, my idea was to sort of read you this whole book, but I don't want to get sued. I won't read you. I'll just read what you're saying and then respond to it. Don't. Oh yeah, Tony, you went veganism. Do you ever do drugs? I can't comment. Is it possibly increasing relevant? God, you're talking too fast. I can't even see. Are you a vegan? No, I'm not. Oh my God, what's egg? What do you mean? Eggy? What do you mean? Are we aliens? Yes. Stop saying egg. What about Trump? Don't know about. I mean, I don't like his way of speaking about things, but I don't know. I just listened to this Joe Rogan podcast with Alex Jones, and it was bonkers. Totally bonkers. Say hello to Portugal. Hello. Vegetarian? Yes, I'm a vegetarian. But the wisdom of insecurity. So funny. Thanks. God, you all have to somehow collectively work together to know which one of you should speak. Adopt me. Okay. I literally can't. Okay, I'll just read one at a time. Come to Greece. This is insane. Your real name is Tony. Yeah, for all legal purposes, my name is Tony. Do you believe that point of living is finding peace with yourself? Yeah, that's what this book is about. Realizing that yourself is actually the whole thing. Everything is one. We're one indivisible process, and we should stop trying to kill ourselves. I could probably read the quote on the back. This book proposes a complete reversal of all ordinary thinking about the present state of man. The critical condition of the world compels us to face this problem. How is man to live in a world in which he can never be secure, deprived as many are of the consolations of religious belief? The author shows that this problem contains its own solution, that the highest happiness, the supreme spiritual insight and certitude are found only in our awareness that impermanence and insecurity are inescapable and inseparable from life. Basically, it's saying, stop trying to secure yourself. You cannot. Life is a fast-flowing river, and if you try and cling on, you'll drown. Basically, this book says go with the flow, because you actually are the flow. That's what it's saying. This is tea. This is a cup of tea. What's the book called? Really? It's called The Wisdom of Insecurity. Have I not said it's called The Wisdom of Insecurity? So do we have to keep... What? Oh, This thing is too. I can't. What kind of tea is it? Builders. It's Yorkshire tea. What other books do you like? What other books do I like? I read All the Light We Cannot See recently. That was good. The Vegetarian by Han Kang. The Sellout, which I don't claim to completely understand because it's about growing up in a black neighborhood in LA, so I don't quite get all the references, but it's some of the most searing satire I've ever read. Very good. Have you ever been to Asian countries? Yes, I have been to India. Do you watch The Pottery Throwdown? No, I've never heard of that. Vampire or werewolf? Vampires, because they're sexy. Have you been to Wales before? Yeah. Thoughts on politics? It's all bullshit. Did you read Truman Capote? No, I never have. I want to read it in cold blood at some point. When are you coming to Norway? I'm Norwegian, I go there all the time. This is actually like the fastest way to answer questions, but also, are you religious? Not really, but, you know, you can't know anything, so something's going on that's quite weird. Maybe we're a hologram projected from a higher dimension. You Would Love Fahrenheit by Ray Bradbury. What's that about? I feel like I know that book. I don't know why. What's your favourite hobby? Let's play the guitar. I don't know. That's my favourite thing to do. Fahrenheit is so good. It's about book burning. That's Fahrenheit 451, I think, which is the temperature that paper burns at. Answer my question. What is your question? We hate Tony in Adelaide. What? Why? Who are you? Favourite place in Ireland? Ashford Castle. Sounds like a good book to help one learn to grow and progress forward. Yes, we almost expand our third eye. Can you play guitar for us? My guitar's only got 3 strings at the minute. They've all fallen off. I think if my girlfriend knew I was playing a guitar, she'd think I was deeply disappointing. Have you ever visited in Belgium? Yes, I have. I did a movie there when I was 16. Shit, that was a long time ago now. Do you like audiobooks? I prefer paperback. I've actually got Kindle now, which is like the best thing ever, because you can just get books instantly, and you can read in the dark. And they're similar books. Actually, yeah, anything by this guy is good. He's got another one called The Book. I think it's called The Secret of Knowing Who You Really Are. The Taboo of Knowing Who You Really Are. Also good. He wrote one about his experiences trying LSD. That's quite good. Yeah, and all his lectures are online. You should listen to his lectures because he's got an amazing voice, incredible voice. Who is this man insisting on talking about eggs? Are you saying I look like an egg? Are you saying my head is like an egg? What are you saying? Do you like avocados? Yes, I love avocados. Although, your eyes are like eggs. Everybody's eyes are like eggs. Yeah, avocado toast. J'aime le broccoli, yeah. What's the Mandela effect? Corbyn or Sanders? Well, Sanders, because he knows what's going on, but yeah, Corbyn's being a bit of a wet blanket, isn't he? What's he doing? What's he doing? Favourite conspiracies? I just listened to a Joe Rogan podcast. It's like, you know, he's got Alex Jones on, who's like the king of conspiracies, and God, it's bonkers. Is that my natural hair colour? Yeah, that's why. This is what I actually look like. Say llama. There you go. Have you ever been to the US? Yes, I have been to the US. Been all over the US. Been to New York and Wyoming and San Francisco and LA and New Orleans. Been to. Thoughts on Tolkien's work? I've actually never read Tolkien. I've just seen his movies. Mandela effect is the idea that somewhere... You have to send it in. You have to send it again. You have to send that message again, and I'll try and read the second bit. What do you think about the last Radiohead song? I love Radiohead. I love everything they've ever done. They're amazing. Take your shirt off. No. Did you manage to go vegan yet? No, I have not. I cannot seem to do it. I know. I've never read Tolkien. Insane. Don't be vegan. Why not? I'm a vegan. Are you proud? Yes, I am. Well done. Mandela effect is parallel universes, a crossover. That's too fast. Let me look it up. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to do this until my roommate comes back, and then I'm going to go because she'll think I'm being a total weirdo. Mandela effect. Are you living in an alternate reality? Mandela effect. Mandela effect is a theory of parallel universes. What? I don't know. Why is there no just a Wikipedia page? What is Mandela? Wikipedia. Sorry, this is like super boring. Confabulation. False memory. What is going on? Is it like... Here we go. Parallel universes or time travel. Maybe it's just bad. What happened? What happened? What happened? Went offline for some reason. The name of the theory comes from many people feeling certain they could remember Nelson Mandela dying when he was still back in prison in the 80s. These false memories have some people thinking their memory sucks, but some wonder if they've gone to a parallel universe, or if the time travelers have gone back to the past and slightly affected our present. Ah, I did not know that was true. People think the Monopoly man, rich Uncle Moneybags, has a monocle. Come on, who would go saying a good example of it is the tip of Pikachus tail isn't black. No, I'll do it again. Okay, here's one. How many of you think that Curious George has a tail? The monkey. Turns out, he does not have a tail. He never did. Therefore, we're in a parallel universe. Yep. He doesn't wear a coat. He's naked. Some of us are having false memories of Curious George having a tail. Also, the tip of Pikachu's tail, it's not black. And the Monopoly man doesn't have a monocle. So yeah. Fucking weird. Can you play guitar? I feel like that might be a step too far. Come to Scotland. Am I still acting? Yes, when the world lets me. How do you feel knowing that you're an inspiration? Watching rain when I get this notice. Soulmates, what? Go watch Split. Yeah, I do want to see that. McAvoy's a bloody good actor. In Filth, he's really, really, really good. Super good. Yes, I've got a show. I'm doing The Last Kingdom and it's coming out in April. Do I have any tattoos? Yes, I've got one on my... down on my leg. Trainspotting 2, haven't seen it. Fave song? Don't know. Would you ever do a stick and poke? I've seen a couple of stick and pokes occur, and I don't know if that's really my thing. But I saw one being done once at a party where the needle just went really far into someone's foot between their, like, by their ankle, and it was really nasty. Could you show us your room, mate? Is that like my room? Or yeah, I can show you my. Feeling so low. Good quote. Oh, don't be low. Go with the flow. It's fine to be sad. Favourite actor, scariest movie? I don't watch scary movies. I can't watch them. It freaks me out. Why are you whispering? Good. Are you against animal testing? Yes. Who's pro animal testing? Leave them out of it. Are you an optimist? Not really. Do I believe in astrology? Not really. Do you like Sherlock? Also not really. Do you have any pets? No, I don't. I can't look after animals. You're a Libra. Ooh, spooky. Did you work that out, or you know when I was born? Did you work it out from my qualities? Because obviously if there's 12 star signs, then we are all like one of 12 different ways of being. Dog? I would love a dog. How do you get your hair so perfect? Really? It's just normal hair. Best off-screen fact. Off-screen? Like a regular fact. Thoughts on Harry Potter? Great. Everyone was in it, and it was great. You going to the Scientist March on Washington? No, because I'm in England. Row overhead. Okay. Fiction or non-fiction? Both, in equal measures. Would you like me to make dinner and stop doing this? Okay. I've got to go make dinner, but I'll do this again. I didn't realise that you can send me messages on the screen, which is great. I'll do it. Everyone says hello. Yeah, sorry I couldn't read that book, but I didn't want to get sued. Maybe I'll find something that is not under copyright, like a book from 500 years ago, and I'll read that instead. And yeah, thanks for dropping in. See you all later.